So anyway, to make SW proxy work, you need two things. First off, the SW proxy data extractor that you can download here. So you just go here, GitHub, and then download all the data here via clone or download. You need the executable files from this website, and it should look like this on your desktop when you're done. After that, you need this website, swrunes.all.my, and if it doesn't work, you can always resort to this application, Summoner's War Optimizer, that you can find on the Windows 10 App Store. So you can just type Rune Optimizer and you can find it there. Later I'll tell you how to use it there. But moving forward, how to use this SW proxy. So first off, you need to run the SW proxy optimizer here. It will detect your IP address and proxy port for the phone later. So you just start the proxy server, and if it's already done, you need to set up your phone where Summoner's War is installed. First off, you need to be on the same Wi-Fi connection, and you need to change the HTTP proxy to full manual mode. So if the server says that your IP is 192.168.1.11, you need to put that on the server. And port 1 you need to put on 8080. So after that, you open Summoner's War on your device, and this is the thing that will happen. So I'm opening Summoner's War. Sorry, I don't have my Summoner's War streaming as well. I'll fix that on the next stream. So what happens is that it's going to capture all the packets where you will be the mediator, and you will get all your runes as well as all your monsters inside the tool. I screwed up, I didn't change it. So changing first, where is it? When the setup is done on your phone, you just connect to Summoner's War, and it should capture all the data. You'll know that the data is being captured when a bunch of stuff is written on the command prompt here. So right now it's getting all my data. You're looking for this one, monsters and runes data gathered. So once done, you're already all set. So how to use this tool? So first off, you need to stop the proxy and remove all the proxy on your device so that it doesn't mess up with your connection in Summoner's War when you change runes while you're using the tool. So the output of this SW proxy, you can close it now. On the installation path, you will see one really important one, the optimizer.json. It's a file that contains all your runes and all your monsters. So going to the website, you can load it up here. You just click the import one. Shit. Because you need to click this one. Open it on Notepad, Control A, C, then paste it here. Import everything. It'll take a small time to load. I'll show you as well how to use it on the Windows version. So that's the one that I use most of the time. So first off, you just click it here and just pick the file, the optimizer.json, and import it. So what happens now is that all my runes are all uploaded into the website or the tool. You can filter via whichever set you want and find all the rune data that you would need in Summoner's War. So let's say I want to build my Megan with the fastest speed that I can check. So you just click Megan there, and then click that you would want to use all runes. So these are the options that you can check first. You need to check this one. So you always want to use 5 and 6 star runes. If you don't want to use the runes from other monsters, click this one. If you want to use the runes of other monsters or already runed monsters, you can click this one. So for this example, let's say we want to use the locked runes. So meaning all the runes that we have in the account will be used. So first off, let's find Swift. So that gives Megan with a 98 speed, if I'm not mistaken, base, 97 base, and we use Swift runes plus 25%. And we want to make sure that the slot 2 would be a speed rune. So after all that, you have different focuses on what stats you want to make sure that the rune have, and filters. Talk about focus first. So focus is wherein you would want to make sure that the rune has that stat, and the tool will make sure that the runes that we use have that particular stat in place. So if you want to make sure that my Megan is the speediest Megan that I know with all the runes that I have, we put speed there. Secondary stat for Megan that we know is accuracy or maybe HP. So let's say that we want to have a speed Megan with at least HP, because it's going to be, for my case, it's going to be for PvP. So after that, we don't want to use the filters first. We want to make sure that you have the actual runes for that. So when we optimize, it will calculate the different permutations that is available to your account, and it will tell you. So these are the different builds that Megan can have. So let's say I want to filter the fastest one that we have. Let's say speed. So now you will see that these are the different sets that you can use. So we can use 239 speed Megan here, and it will be runed Swift. So if you want to use endure or other sets, you can also put it there. So in my case, I ensure that the set is only for Swift, and it's going to be a broken set. So we can use broken sets and find other runes for that matter. So this is the particular build that the tool is trying to suggest us that will give us the most speed in this account. So it has typical speed of 239, and at plus 15, if all the runes have already been upped regardless of the substat, what we can expect is that the Megan will have 19,945 HP. So right there, you can lock these runes to make sure that these runes will not be used by other monsters again, or you can unlock some of the runes. Also note that it actually helps you find the runes that you want. So for example, this particular rune is already under Megan, or it's being used by Megan right now, and on the upper end or the first rune slot, it's with Orion. So most of the time we want to use the rune optimizer during FRR times, so that we don't have to pay for removing the runes. So if you look at the account, for my account, let's say Orion, we just type Orion here, it will tell you that this particular rune, speed 13, is on Orion right now on my account. So if we go back to the builds, it's the same rune, 4, 13, and 7. So hopefully this is one of the basics how to use it. So let's say that you're going to have a particular monster that needs particular substats, plus a very, very tough to get rune build. So for that example, let's try to take in Hua. Hua is built for speed, crit chance, crit damage, and attack. So as much as possible, if you want to make a raid Hua, we want to have it with violent. So violent, I don't like using speed on second slot, so I want to make sure that it's going to be attack, crit damage, and attack. So in that sense, Hua will be built this way. So if we want to make sure that we can maximize crit chance, we would want to use Blade, right? So Blade for the extra critical chance. So in this case, we want to focus in 4 stats: crit rate, crit damage, attack, and then lastly, speed. Most of the time, you don't want to fill in these gaps, primarily because if you do, it will screw up the system because it tries to get that much runes. So from time to time, you need to negotiate which stat you would want to get the biggest advantage or the biggest chance. So if you optimize Hua like this, it will give you the different builds that Hua wants. I want to have a critical chance Hua with 100% crit rate. So from this example, it says that I cannot have even a blade set with a Hua with 100% crit chance. So it caps out at 89% with 135 crit damage. So how do we mitigate, or how do we make sure that we can still get that? Most of the time you have different sets or different runes that are on other monsters, but you will need to use a broken set. So we just remove this and allow broken sets to be done. So let's try to find another one. So if you can see, before it was only looking for 34,000 runes. Now it's looking at 50,000 runes. So the chance of us getting a broken set Hua is only 80% crit rate. So in that sense, we have a problem. We need to find the maximum crit rate, or at least I want to find 100% crit rate for a Hua. So maybe we need to remove some of these things. So let's say we want to only focus on crit rate, that each and every rune that we use, we only have crit rate up. So let's optimize this one. It's going to look for a little bit, and there you go. The tool tells you that if you want the highest crit rate, this is the only thing that you can get from the current rune set that you have. So it's going to use Blade Violent. It will have a 96% crit rate. The crit damage will be 115 at the most. If you want to maximize crit damage, just click crit damage. From time to time, I want to negotiate in terms of how much crit rate and how much crit damage do I get. So let's try to fill out 90% crit rate. If we apply that, it will filter all the data to only be 90% crit rate. Make sure that that's your soft cap. But we want to make sure that we have the highest crit damage. So you just filter out. So this way, it finds us a 90% crit rate for Hua with 138% crit damage. But don't forget, you also need attack on Hua. So maybe let's try to find out. Tells us that the highest damage that we can get is a 1815. Also, it calculates the DPS that Hua can give. This is relative to crit chance, crit damage, and attack. So plus speed. So you can also filter for that one. The highest DPS that we can find for Hua is 3,806 in theory with this particular stat. So hopefully this is helpful for those guys that will want to maximize the runes that they have. And shout out to my guild, Invictus PH. Hopefully this is helpful, and this is mine. Paano i-stop to?